get out of the dorm and head to this abhorrent school again. This damn place is rotten and corrupt at every single level. They pretend that their goal is to spread awareness about astral abilities and raise their students to become productive members of society. That's nothing more than a front. The Academy uses its position to get financial contributions from sponsors and donors. It's all an elaborate money-making scheme. With the zoo animals, they used to keep the curious onlookers coming and dumping cash in their pockets. That's the only reason they're willing to admit people with problematic pasts, or those with these unique astral abilities. We're just tools to them. What does the school even do for the students it uses to fleece money out of its donors? If you look at one of their pamphlets, learn that they have programs to facilitate employment in the future, so that you can become an astral researcher. But that's just what they want you to think. We do not discriminate based on whether one has an astral ability or not. All these companies might tout that nonsense. That's only so they can pretend they don't. Discrimination against astrals is still alive and well in every level of society. In particular, those who've gotten in trouble because of their abilities in the past. They're branded criminals for life. Their future's stunted, and this shithole of an academy is happy to turn a blind eye to that. All information concerning our astral abilities is given to the police, where we're categorized and put on the list. Once they know we have abilities at all, any run-in we have with the law, no matter how trivial, immediately exacerbated, and we're judged unfairly. The police confiscate various weapons from public citizens in order to prevent crime. Guns and knives, of course, but it doesn't stop there. Useful tools like Swiss Army knives and even screwdrivers are also regulated heavily. Doesn't matter who the person is, whether they're a law-abiding citizen or not. Any person in possession of a weapon that could be used to commit a crime is immediately branded a potential criminal. That's why our abilities are such a thorn in the side of those pigs. Despite the fact that we have these mysterious and potent powers, they can't take them away from us. So instead they automatically assume we're guilty no matter what the situation. They blatantly said that to my face. You were born a criminal. I tried telling them I was innocent over and over again. No one cared to listen to my side of the story. Just remembering it all makes me seethe with rage. Police aren't some arbiters of justice like they preach. They just want to find someone to assign blame to so they can close cases and move on. It doesn't matter how many lives they ruin in the process. In that sense, we astrals are the perfect scapegoats. They use us to wipe their noses. Once they're done with us, they dump us in the academy where they can squeeze even more out of our lives. There's even a student at the academy that comes from a family that profited off the suffering of astrals. Okay, look, I don't think Hazuki's to blame for any of this. Now she's even got a boyfriend who walks around the school with that dopey face of hers. Like all is right with the world. Just thinking about it makes me sick to my stomach. She'll probably have an easy life after she graduates here, free of worry, while I'll be forced to trudge through the mud like all the people the police have chewed and spat out. Why is she any better than me? What did I ever do? Why is this world so unfair? I'll make her pay. I swear on it. Okay, hang on. What did she do to deserve any of this, huh? It's not like she chose to be born in a police family. Okay, look, I understood your point, buddy, right? I get it. You are unfairly judged because you're an astral, right? You were forced to be a criminal by your dad, and now the world is unfair. Okay? What does that have anything to do with Hazuki? I don't think killing Hazuki or doing anything to her is going to fix your issues. If anything, what you're doing is just going to make it worse. I won't rest until they're brought down from their ivory tower and covered in mud like the rest of us. Like you. Like the rest of you. Not us. There is no us. My throat hurts. Morning classes are over, and now it's time for lunch. What do you want to do today? Eat together, just the two of us? What? Wait. So what do you want to do, Satoru? You want to? There's no comma there, so like. Eat. Never mind.
私はどちらでもサトルの好きにしてくれていいぞ。
Don't start this again, Hazuki. What are you staring at us like that for, Kyohei?
いや、今二条院さんがサトルって呼び捨てにしてたから何かあったのかなって。
Nothing happened.
あれれ、二条院さん顔が真っ赤だよ。
Hang
これ
on.
はひょっとして。
He's not doing a very good job of hiding this.
スオくん、
Thank you, I say.
そういう野暮な詮索をする男性は女子に嫌われますよ。
それは嫌だな。
It's okay. I'm sure you'd still be popular among guys if you catch my drift.
どういう意味でさ。
もうサトルって呼ぶのやめる。
You can call me that if you want. Don't let it embarrass you.
ごめんね二条院さん。そこまで気にするとは思ってなくてさ。
You better.
いや、いいんだ。
Only I'm allowed
取
to
り乱
tease
した
her.
私が悪い。サトルとの仲は恥ずべきものではないんだから、対戦と構えていればいいんだ。そうだろ？
I think you're pretty cute when you get embarrassed, though.
私にどうしろというのだ、サトルのバカバカ。
うわ、何この二人、甘すぎる。
Look, all I'm saying is it was worse with Yusaki. But you don't know that. Are you gonna eat with us, by the way?
食べないよ。こんなバカップルと相席なんて独り身には拷問すぎる。
Haha.
バカップルとは？
まあ、お邪魔だろうし、僕は一人で食べるよ。じゃあね。
Okay. He leaves without another word said.
ひょっとして私たちはバカップルに見えているのだろうか。少し控えた方がいいのかもしれない。
It's not like we're doing anything bad. I don't see the need.
しかし、人目があるところでイチャイチャするのは公序良俗というか、学院の風紀的にも問題があるだろう。やはり多少の配慮は必要じゃ。
Ow. Fucking my ears, man. Fire and explosions sound nearby, and white blurs of something appear around us and warp the surrounding air. Hazuki I immediately cover her and turn my back to the sound.
何が起こった？
See a big red object rolling along in the corner of my eye. Fire extinguisher. We need to get away from here. I grab her arm and run down the hall. Students scream as they escape from the scene. It looks like we weren't the only ones in the vicinity of it.
少し吸い込んでしまった。
We'll be safe here. Take deep breaths now. Chemical components inside fire extinguishers don't have harmful effects on the human body, but breathing in a little of it shouldn't cause complications. That's not the problem, though. I try to recall the exact moment it went off. Hazuki and I were the only two people close to it. It couldn't have been activated manually by someone. But what? It malfunctioned? No. There's simply no way. The statistical probability of a fire extinguisher breaking and going off on its own is astronomically small. Which means someone deliberately set it off. It's them. My intuition is tingling. This has to be the work of that mystery criminal behind the incidents across town. He causes a scene that stops short of actually injuring others. It's the same as all the others. You made a grave mistake pulling one of your little pranks here in the academy, buddy. I can now claim with certainty that the culprit is someone connected to the academy. There are surveillance cameras all over the buildings. Examining the footage should narrow down the search. But something else is bugging me. This time, it seems like the culprit has specifically targeted me or Hazuki, which raises the probability that the faucet incident... Why did I say it so weird? The faucet incident weeks ago was also meant to target her. I'm gonna find you, whoever you are. If they're really trying to hurt Hazuki, I'll make them regret it. Sorry for calling you here out of the blue.
平気。それより二条院先輩は大丈夫だったの？
She's in the infirmary resting right now, so she'll be fine. I switch out the SIM card and call Dad. We need to take swift countermeasures now that the culprit has struck again. That being the case, I got Nanami to come here so she could be present for the discussion. Levy 6 speaking. I have an update. Today, crime was committed on school grounds. We have sufficient reason to suspect that it was perpetrated by the criminal we're looking for. I proceed to relay to him everything that transpired. That's why I think we're dealing with the same criminal in this case.
実況見分の結果、蛇口、コップ、スプリンクラー、どれも内部に高い圧力が加わり、破壊に至ったとの報告があった。おそらく今回の消火器も同じやり方で破壊したのだろう。
Yep.
問題は誰がどうやったのかだ。
We witnessed the fire extinguisher explode before our very eyes. So it's safe to assume that our criminal can apply his astral abilities remotely.
学院内の監視カメラ映像を解析すれば、犯人特定の糸口をつかむことができると思うんだが、どう思う？
What do you say? Turn to Nanami, who's quietly listening in on the conversation.
犯行時間の前後15分の映像を突版の高度人物解析にかけて行動パターンを抽出。 そこから関係性の高い人物のリストを作ってエイムスと比較照合。これで容疑者は10人以下に絞れる。あとはアストラル能力を見ながらそのあたりで追跡調査をかければって感じかな。
Levy 9 says it'll be done.
ちょっとお兄ちゃんそれ要約しすぎじゃない？
Look, if it'll be done. I can leave all the nitty-gritty work to Nanami. Oh, the important part is that we have the tools to narrow down the suspects.
こちらで準備する必要があるものは？
映像データを手に入れたら解析をお願いします。
わかった。本件はお前たちに一任する。頼んだぞ。
Thanks. I hang up and quickly replace my SIM card. Sadly, I have no message or missed calls from Hazuki. Okay, let's get started. What do we do first?
まずは警備室のサーバから映像データを引っ張り出すんだけど、これは今やってる。データ揃えたら突版に送って映像解析。最速でも明日の朝までかかると思う。解析結果が良好ならお兄ちゃんと一緒に研究室に侵入。解析データとエイムスのデータベースを比較照合。ということでお兄ちゃんの出番は明日以降だね。
Alright. I won't let anyone put Hazuki in danger's way again. The sooner we catch this criminal, the sooner we can get back to our daily lives.
お兄ちゃん、気持ちはわかるけど焦ってもしょうがないよ。
I don't know if my mic picked up me whispering, but I know who it is. That obvious?
見えるね。
Okay, I'll be careful. Haste makes waste, or so they say. If I let impatience get to me, I could end up making some sort of blunder and ruining everything.
今回愉快犯が二条院先輩やお兄ちゃんを狙ったのは明らかだと思う。お兄ちゃんたちを危険な目に遭わせた犯人は私も許せない。全力で頑張るからもう少し待ってて。
Thanks, Nanami. While I appreciate her concern, I feel a bit pathetic as her older brother for having to have her cheer me up. I need to keep it together so I don't worry her too much.
リドルジョーカー。
The analysis results arrived the next day, just as Nanami predicted. AI was used to identify anyone who displayed a special interest in the fire extinguisher or acted suspicious around the scene of the crime. Ultimately, it narrowed down the potential suspects to 16 candidates. A little more than Nanami suggested at first, but we can still filter it through the AIMS database. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Since we're going to be infiltrating later today, I have to do a preliminary check of the positions and orientation of the surveillance cameras. I haven't noticed any changes since the incident yesterday. Everything seems to be the same as the last time I checked.
あれ？サトルじゃないか。
As I'm walking down the sidewalk, I bump into Hazuki as she leaves the dorm.
こんな時間にどうしたんだ？
Just taking an evening stroll. How about you?
ああ、これから警備の人たちと見回りの打ち合わせをしてくるところだ。
Uh-oh. Oh? For what?
昨日あんなことがあっただろ。しかも犯人はまだ分かっていない。だから警戒態勢を強化しようと警備の人と話し合って見回りを再開することにしたんだ。
This is going to be a problem. I already had a run-in with her and her water wires once on an infiltration mission, and it wasn't fun. I know you're concerned, want to do something to help. I don't think that's a good idea.
どうしてだ？
That fire extinguisher went off in front of us. I think there's a chance that they were specifically targeting us. If you started doing patrols at night, you'd just be playing right into their hands.
かえって好都合じゃないか。襲ってくるなら返り討ちにするまでだ。
Shouldn't underestimate them. What if there's someone as strong as Watarai? What if they are Watarai? Thankfully, I was around that time. But you can't always rely on luck to bail you out.
それはそうだが。
I'm worried about you, Hazuki. I don't want you to put yourself in harm's way. Feel a little conflicted. True that I'm worried about her, but at the same time, I don't want her to impede my mission. Look, it's not suspicious because it sounds like the ramblings of a worried boyfriend, so it should be fine. In this line of work, there are times when you have to lie to someone who trusts you so the mission isn't jeopardized. Sometimes we even have to take advantage of that trust to accomplish objectives. That's the hardest part of the job for me. I think you should leave this to the people being paid to do the job and look out for yourself this time.
サトル、ありがとう。私のことを心配してくれるサトルの気持ちはすごく嬉しい。だが私は警察官の娘だ。警察官が自分の身を案じて安全をおろそかにするなどあってはならないことなんだ。
But not a police officer, though.
わかっている。だが私の真にある志はお父様と同じ。私は世の中の人たちが皆楽しく笑っていられるようにありたいと思っている。
Her ambitions are lofty, but I still have to take advantage of that sincerity of hers. Alright, I want to go with you.
もしかしてサトルも私と一緒に警備をしてくれるのか？
Yeah. It'll be like a nighttime date.
そうか。確かにサトルが一緒だとサトルに集中して周囲への警戒がおろそかになる。警備どころではなくなってしまうな。ああ、なんて辛い。
Well, I guess we shouldn't patrol together. But I'd still like to at least be close enough to know where you are. That way I can rush to help in case of an emergency. See what I mean?
なるほど。それは確かに心強いな。それじゃあサトル、私と一緒に警備の人たちとの打ち合わせに出てくれないか？
Yeah, let's go. Sorry, Hazuki. By the time our meeting with the guards is over, it's already dark out.
ずいぶんと時間がかかってしまったな。付き合わせてすまない。
Don't sweat it. I'm used to it. I was able to glean how their patrolling pattern works from the meeting, and now I know what the holes in their net are. We have patrol duty tomorrow, so we better rest well today, so we're in top form then. During the meeting, I asked for Hazuki's shift to be scheduled for tomorrow. That'll make my infiltration today easier.
サ
Ooh.
トルは今日これから何か予定はあるのか？
No, why?
その明日から見回りだし、今日はサトルとゆっくりできたらいいなって。
Oh my god, Hazuki! Oh, I see what she wants now. Glad she wants to spend time together, but I have a mission to do, so unfortunately I can't spend my evening with her. Oh, sorry, I'm a little tired, so I'm probably gonna take a nap.
そうか。今日は私のわがままに付き合わせてしまったからな。無理を言ってすまない。ゆっくり休んでくれ。
I hate that I have to trick her like this. That smile is only making the guilt hurt more. Sorry, Hazuki. If only I had the same mentality as I did during the Chisaki route and told her that I work for the SFD without telling her I work for the SFD. What about tomorrow?
そうだな。でも明日は見回りがあるし。
Then how about I spend time with you until your shift starts? And hang out during our breaks and after school too, if you want. That's the least I can do for her.
本当か？いいのか？
Of course. You can do whatever you want.
ありがとう、サトル。私のことを気遣ってくれて。さすがは私の将軍様だな。
I wish I was as good a person as she thinks I am. I'll send you a message when I wake up tomorrow.
ああ、約束だぞ。リドルジョーカー。
Wait, what? Huh? That's what I'm saying! Did I fall asleep? Oh, I remember now. My mind is still a bit fuzzy. Oh. The mission yesterday kept me up all the way till dawn. Infiltration had to be delayed a bit since Mayu senpai happened to be in her lab till rather late in the evening. Ah. And comparing our list of suspects with the data in the aims took so long that the sun was peeking out by the time we finished. Worst of all, we learned nothing. The reason it took so long was because when I tried searching the list of subjects in the AIMS database, nothing seemed to add up. None of the astral abilities our suspects possessed matched up with the details of the crimes committed. No matter how many I looked at, none of them checked out. But that doesn't matter right now. I feel like I'm forgetting something very important. More like someone. Didn't I tell Hazuki I'd do something with her? Wait, what time is it? Look at the clock and notice. Oh, it's already noon! Oh shit, I totally missed class. Before I came here, I'd have Nanami to keep me from sleeping in. I might have grown complacent because of her. I changed into my uniform and head out in a hurry. Wait, Hazuki. It's all coming back to me now. Her disappointment yesterday and how happy she got when I promised her I'd spend some time with her today. I told her I'd spend the day with her to make up for the fact that we couldn't yesterday. What the heck am I doing? Riddled with guilt, I leave my room.
そんなに慌てると危ないぞ。
Hazuki? When I leap into the corridor, I find Hazuki standing outside the door.
おはよう、サトル。
Wait, no, I'm so sorry, Hazuki. I told you I'd spend the day with you and I overslept. I'm really so sorry.
なんだ、そんなことか。私は全然気にしてないぞ。
But I...
それより昨日は疲れてたんだろ？ぐっすり眠れたか？
Yeah, but I overslept.
寝癖が残っているな。
But...
疲れは取れたか？
Yeah, I'm fine.
そうか。それならよかった。
She actually took me for my word when I said I was tired. She's not even mad that I broke my promise. I really don't deserve her. I'm really sorry. Pull her towards me and give her a hug.
サトル？
That's what I was wishing he would do yesterday.
気にしなくていいって言ってるのに。サトルは律儀だな。
Oh, I definitely did. She hugs me back and murmurs comforting words.
サトル、抱きしめてくれるのは嬉しいんだが、場所がよろしくない。
Oh, right. Sorry. I recall we're in the dormitory and let go of her.
とりあえず、サトルの部屋に上がらせてもらってもいいか？
I gotta get to school. Get to school though.
心配するな。学院には病欠届を出してある。
あ、what?
時間ギリギリまで待ってみたんだが、起きてこないだろうと思ってな。余計なお世話だったか？
Oh, thank you for doing that. I'm glad you did.
今日は二人でずる休みだな。お邪魔します。
Kinda left in a hurry, so it's a bit of a mess. I was too focused on getting to school to worry about keeping things looking clean. But she isn't really phased. She even begins to fold the clothes I left strewn across the floor.
いや、いいんだ。むしろ私が急に押しかけてきたんだから。
You said we're both skipping school? Did you tell the school you'd be absent too?
ああ、サトルの病欠届を出すついでに、私の分も出しておいたんだ。
Hey! Sorry about that.
サトルが謝ることじゃない。私がサトルと一緒にいたかっただけ。私のわがままだ。
He smiles bashfully, unfolds the chair, and then unfolds the clothes and folds them carefully again. Yeah, just because they both start with a C, man.
そうだ。ご飯がまだだろ？簡単なものだが、いろいろ作ってきた。一緒に食べよう。
When I rushed out of my room, he was right there. He had to have been waiting for me this entire time, as he didn't even try contacting me once. Plus, she prepared food for the both of us. Even when I broke my promise, she didn't reprimand me for it. I really don't deserve such a sweet girl. Hazuki. Give her a giant hug just as she's about to open the lunchbox.
サトル？どうしたんだ急に。
Whatever I say, I'll end up lying. So I decide to show her how I feel with action rather than words. You could have just said you love her. She squirms a bit in my embrace and looks up at me.
なんだ。これはひょっとして食い気より色気ということ。
Whoa, hang on. Maybe, but that's not why I'm hugging.
まあ、私も別に嫌ではないし、サトルがしたいというならやぶさかでは。
What are you talking about?
え、サトルがしたいのかと思って、そのエッチなこととか。
That's why she thought I was hugging her? Not exactly. I was just hugging you because I love you.
なんだ、違うのか。
But if you're offering, I never mind. She seems really disappointed. You actually want to have sex?
違う。私はそんなにみだらな女子じゃない。
Sure. That's a bit of a shame. The softness of her body and the sweetness of her scent are actually getting me a bit aroused right now.
いや、旦那様が望むならいつ何時でも受け入れるのが妻女の務めというものだ。だからサトルが望むなら私はいつだって。
So you do want to have sex?
そうだと思う、そうだと思う。私から誘うのははしたないと思ってずっと我慢してたのに、サトルが全く手を出そうとしないから、私だって欲求不満になるんだぞ。
Oh. Wow. She actually came out and said it.
だって チがあんなに気持ちいいものだなんて私知らなくて。サトルが私の体に刻み込んだんだぞ、あの快感を。あれからずっと悶々として、それなのにサトルは全然構ってくれないし、もうこの気持ちをどうやって鎮めればいいんだ。
You're the cutest girl in the world, Hazuki. That's what been on her mind this entire time.
可愛いってはしたないとは思わないのか？
Of course not. Glad I made you feel that way. Still hugging her. I began caressing her body too.
サトル、するのか？
Well, you did ask. Yeah, I think we both want to. What's wrong? After fixing my clothes, I turn around and see Hazuki crouching down in the corner of the room.
いや、初めての時より乱れてしまって、サトルには合わせる顔もないというか、なんというか。
Why are you only embarrassed now? You were going wild a few minutes ago.
ノリノリ？
And I'm sure all our friends would be speechless if they saw what we were like during sex.
サトル、まさか誰かにバラしたりはしないよな。みんなに知られたら私は悶死してしまうぞ。
Of course I'm not telling anyone. That side of you is for my exclusive viewing only.
また私をからかって。
Try to soothe my huffy little princess with a hug. Sorry about that. You're just so cute during sex. And it makes me want to brag to others.
そんなの自慢されても困る。
I know. I won't tell a soul. So don't be reserved when we're alone. Blushes fiercely but hugged me back.
そうだな。私もいろいろなプレイをしてサトルといっぱい気持ちよくなりたい。というわけでこれからもよろしくお願いします。
Of course not. We can have as much sex as you want.
なんだか私ばかり恥ずかしい目に遭っている気がする。
You are.
ずるいぞ。サトルももっと乱れろ。
Well, on a different note, what do you want to do for the rest of the day?
午後の授業が終わるまでは表を歩き回ることもできないからな。
How about we watch some shows on the DVD player then?
そう来ると思って荒くれ大将軍年末スペシャルが収録された DVD を持ってきたぞ。
She pulls out numerous DVD cases from behind her back with a big smile. Man, she cooked me food, brought DVDs for us to watch. She was really excited to spend time with me today. What did I do for her? Nothing. Sorry again. I promised you I'd spend the whole day with you. Didn't hold up on my end of the deal.
もしかしてこの後何か予定があるのか？
No, I don't. I was talking about how I slept in and everything.
だったら今日はこれからずっと一緒にいられるじゃないか。私はそれで一向に構わないぞ。
Her kindness really knows no bounds. I feel a pang of guilt in my chest. Is there anything you want to do?
急にどうしたんだ？
I want to make it up to you, so I'll do whatever you want. Say anything that's on your mind.
私はサトルとご飯を食べて DVD を見て一緒の時間を過ごせればそれで満足だ。
Are you sure that's enough?
あとは になったらまた悟と肌を触れ合わせてエッチなことを。
Her cheeks blush adorably as she asks, "Wow, you really are insatiable."
なんだよ、悟がわがまま言えって言うから。
Alright, I won't let you leave this room today till you're satisfied.
うん、期待してるぞ。
She smiles and hugs me tightly.
リドルジョーカー。
I heave a heavy sigh. It's the comparison with the Ames database gave us no leads. We had the team redo the video analysis. Unfortunately, the results were the same, so we were still no closer to finding the potential suspect. I thought we'd finally be able to catch them after this latest incident, but they're just turning to sand and slipping through my fingers. We're really dealing with a sly one here. But it wasn't completely without gain. We did learn that our culprit is someone within the school. They can try hiding all they like, but I'm gonna find them sooner or later.
やあ、悟くん。
As I'm walking down the hallway, I run into Mayu senpai.
ずいぶんと怖い顔をしていたけど、どうかしたのかい？
No, it's nothing. I better work on my poker face.
なんでもないという感じではなかったけどね。もしかしてこの前あった消火器の件かな。
You know about that?
研究室にも注意喚起の報告書が回ってきたからね。気になって調べてみたんだ。そしたら悟くんと二条院さんが巻き込まれたって情報があったから心配してたんだよ。
Sorry for not messaging you or anything.
いいよいいよ。それよりせっかくだから少し話をしていかない？悟くん、コーヒー飲む？
Sure thing. Been a good while since I entered this lab room in a non-trespassing capacity. Just like always, I take a seat and she prepared some coffee for the both of us.
そういえば、ななみちゃんから聞いたよ。二条院さんと付き合い始めたんだって。
Oh, sorry for not telling you about it earlier.
ひどいなあ。悟くんは私のことなんてどうでもいいんだね。
Like I said, I'm really sorry.
冗談冗談。おめでとう。二人のことを応援してるよ。
Thanks. Having someone say that to you is a bit embarrassing.
で、そんな二人を襲ったのが例の消火器の一件だね。
Okay.
この一件、少し気になることがあるんだ。調べてみたんだけど、ここ最近鷲津市内でアストラル能力者によるいたずらが頻発している。それらと今回の件に奇妙な類似性があるような気がしていてね。
He's as sharp as ever. What are the similarities?
まず、ほとんどの事件が水と関係がある。犯人は水を操作する能力者である可能性が高い。
Oh boy. But the fire extinguisher had nothing to do with water. There are fire extinguishers that use water, but the one that went off was comprised completely of chemical powder.
消火器の消火薬剤には微量ながら水が含まれているよ。二条院さんは空気中の水分を取り出せる。彼女ならごくわずかな水に対して操作を行うことも可能だよね。
What are you getting at? Sounds to me like she's suspecting Hazuki.
すまない。別に二条院さんがいたずらをしていると言いたいわけじゃないんだ。ただ、アストラル能力はまだ未知の部分が多い。稀に本人の意図しない形で能力が発動。暴走という可能性もある。
Oh? They are saying that her ability could have been activated unconsciously, and that's how the fire extinguisher went off?
普通なら本人の意図しない形で能力が発動することはありえない。
But since Astron research is still a relatively new field, breakthroughs happen all the time. We learned that things we thought were true actually aren't.
可能性の一つとしてそういう
They're
こともあ
fucking
りえ
hard
る
to
かな
read.
と思ったんだ。
Sadly, I don't think that's the case here.
へえ、断言するね。
The fire extinguisher case is an outlier. Hazuki has airtight alibis for each of the other incidents. I know for a fact she was on campus when they happened.
じゃあ違うのかも。
She just lets out a chuckle.
でも、アストラル能力には遅延発動効果というものがあるからね。
Yeah, I've heard of it before. Normally an ability's effects only persist as long as the astral stays within a certain distance. But there are supposedly rare cases where an ability's effects don't wear off even after the person is far away. If the criminal can just set up his ability like booby traps, they don't need to actually be there. It could be like ticking time bombs in a sense. But only rumors. Are there actual astrals like that out there? I thought it was all just rumors and jokes.
かなり稀なケースだけど、本当だよ。
I didn't know that. It's an exceedingly rare ability type, and I've never seen one with my own eyes. But if the criminal does have a delayed effect ability, we might have been acting on false assumptions this entire time. Well, thanks for having me. I enjoyed talking to you.
行くのかい？
Yeah, I remembered something I have to do. See you later.
はあ、行っちゃった。もう少し話が聞きたかったんだけどな。それにしても、サトルくんはどうして二条院さんのアリバイなんて知ってたんだろう。鷲津市内のいたずらに関してもやたらと詳しかったし。なんて、やぶへびかな、これは。
She's getting suspicious.
リドルジョーカー。
Then she dismissed it.
異常なし。
Been a few days since I started doing nightly patrols. Nothing has happened, and in fact the academy has been quieter than ever. Like the previous time, I laid out border strings and focused on them to detect any intruders.
こっちも異常なしと。
Followed Satoru's advice and placed them in the blind spots that the surveillance cameras don't cover. There should be no person able to break through the security net. I've only been tasked with patrolling around the dorms and school building. Full-time guards are taking care of the rest of the school campus grounds and the research building.
サトルはもう寝てるのかな。
When we met earlier this evening, he said he was tired, so he'd be going to bed early. He's been very tired these days. They wouldn't dare bother him more than I already do, no matter how close we are. It's always important for people to have their space.
親しき中にも礼儀ありというからな。
True gratitude is not imposed. First, you have to respect the other's personal space, not overstep boundaries. Trying to impose your good intentions on other people is no way to earn gratitude. He's a person deserving of respect, which means I shouldn't try to pry into his life so much.
もちろんサトルのことは大好きだが、
Perhaps I overthink things sometimes. Find myself in front of the dorm. Of course, my patrol path dictates that I keep going.
まあ少しくらい寄り道してもいいだろう。
Oh. Once I started thinking about him, I just got the sudden urge to see him. I'll just go say hello, check on him, and return to work. Okay, let's go over it one more time. After hearing Mayu Senpai's theory, I informed Dad that we could be dealing with an astral ability with a delayed effect. Apparently, the possibility was so slim that it escaped even him. He was seriously regretful that he didn't consider it before. Moreover, the delayed effect is just an addition, not the astral ability itself. Which means that it wouldn't show up in the AIM's database unless the person in question reported every minor detail of their ability. Now we took that into consideration and studied the footage 3 days prior to each incident. Of course, the same was done with the fire extinguisher footage.
私たちのターゲットは消火器事件の犯行前3日分の監視カメラの映像データだよ。
Isn't 3 days a little excessive?
なので今回は中継機を使います。
You mean that box and the parabolic antenna? Dropped off a bag with a repeater inside earlier today. I think she requested it from HQ.
回線に細工をして中継機を設置。そこから侵入してデータを吸い上げる。細工に失敗すると回線が切れてバレちゃうから慎重にお願いね。
Will do. From what she explained to me, I need to cut some cables, wedge the repeater into the circuit and reconnect as fast as I can.
ケーブルに一番簡単にアクセスできるのは職員室。夜は人が入らないし、警備員の見回りもほとんどないから、おすすめのポイントだね。
Alright.
データの吸い上げはおそらく1時間くらい。終わったら中継機を外して撤収だよ。今回の中継機は速度優先でかなり大きいからね。残しておいたら侵入したのがバレちゃう。
So I'll be staying inside the faculty room for that 1 hour for that 1 hour time span. Got it. That's the gist of it. I'm ready. Activate my optical camouflage and take a deep breath. Let's do this. Oh. I proceed forward with caution. Thankfully, this time, there's a hole in the net of Hazuki's water strings, meant to make my infiltration job easier. I pretended to give her advice on where to put them, and left a blind spot for me to use. Sorry about that, Hazuki. I'm completely deceiving and using her now. The lingering guilt eats at me, but but what's done is done. I sneakily maneuver past the surveillance cameras and water strings.
今日って二条院先輩も見回り警備してるんだよね。
Yeah,
今どこにいるか調べてみようか。
no need. Memorized all her routes for today already. Starter route. I think you need to at least... that's not a good idea. At least check. Phew. He's responsible for patrolling the outside perimeters. Once I'm inside the building, there'll be no need to look out for water strings.
こちらレビー9。職員室前の監視カメラを無効化。制限時間は3分。
Levy 6, copy that. I continue creeping towards the faculty room while being alert of my surroundings. So Levy 6, I'm in the faculty room and looking for the cables now.
右手の壁に40センチ四方の点検口が設置されてるはず。そこからアクセスできるよ。
Follow her instruction and find the access point before long. After opening it, I find a number of pipes and cables neatly arranged. Levy 6 here. Count the cables. There's a bunch of them. They look like spaghetti strands.
灰色で太めのやつない？
There are 6 gray ones, all with the same width.
設計データと違うよ。後から増設したのかな。
So only one of these 6 is the right one. Are you feeling lucky today?
整備の人がわかるようにタグ付けとかされてるはずだよ。レビー6、手がかりを探してみて。
They all have barcodes printed on them.
ビンゴ。それこっちに送って。
Send her a picture, and it doesn't take long for her to identify the cable. Alright, let's get cooking. I take out the antenna and the repeater from my backpack and install them.
再接続はどんなに長くても1分以内に収めて。あまり切断時間が長いと怪しまれちゃうよ。
That's a tight time limit. To be honest, I'm not too confident. I'll just have to do it. Levy 6 here. We're starting now. 'It's been about 40 minutes since I inserted the repeater into the circuit and reconnected. Levy 6 here. I'm dying of boredom.
データは順調に吸い上げてるよ。あと10分くらいでコピー終わると思う。
So 10 more minutes of listening to your humming.
何それ、下手だって言いたいの？
Oh, just that. It might put me to sleep like a lullaby.
うわー、今すごくキモいこと言われた気がする。
Wow, that stings.
ちょっと待って。
Uh-oh. What is it?
嘘。なんで？おかしいよ。どうして？
My tone tells me it's something urgent. What happened? What's the situation?
お兄ちゃん。二条院先輩が校内にいるかも。
Hazuki is? That's odd. She isn't supposed to be patrolling inside the building. Why would she be here? Sure about this, Levy 9?
校舎の入り口に設置された監視カメラ。10分前に二条院先輩が学院に入るところが映ってる。
Right at that moment, I catch a glimpse of something shining out of the corner of my eye. It's a water droplet on my shoe, reflecting the light from the red emergency exit sign on the other end of the room. Wait, she isn't. I activate my optical camouflage, hide behind a desk and eye the doorway through a tiny gap. No doubt about it, it's Hazuki. He approaches the access point I opened without a moment of hesitation and stares at the repeater and antenna I'd installed.
なるほど。目的はこれか。
It's over. Now that we've been found out, retrieving the repeater would be pointless. Might be leaving evidence behind, but I can still exit the room if I'm careful.
隠れていても無駄だ。そこにいるんだろ。有原悟。
There it is! I was waiting for it! I knew she knew. I'm left speechless.
ブラフだと思うかもしれないが、残念ながら確信がある。君の部屋から歪んだ透明な何かが出てくるところを目撃してしまった。
Oh. What? You saw me from the very beginning?
最初はサトルの部屋に侵入した不審者だと思った。いや、そう思いたかったんだ。でも追いかけていくうちに違うと分かった。
Oh.
その人影は監視カメラと私の設置した水の糸をかいくぐっていった。
Oh.
まるで最初からそこに警戒網があると知っていたかのように。
He slowly paces around the faculty room.
確信に変わったのは、私が気まぐれで配置した水の糸に君が引っかかったことだ。すべての警戒網をかいくぐってきたのに、なぜそれは回避できなかったのか。答えは簡単。私とサトルの打ち合わせになかったからだ。
Stops and surveys the room. A few water balls form and begin floating above her head.
そろそろ出てきてくれないか、サトル。君を相手に手荒な真似はしたくないんだ。
Avoiding her and escaping would be difficult, to say the least. Sadly, it doesn't seem like I have a choice now. Okay, you win. I deactivate my camouflage and come out with both hands up.
光学ステルス機能。お父様から話だけは聞いたことはある。だが実物を見たのは初めてだ。
Listen, Hazuki,
言い訳は聞きたくない。
A harsh tone is like a slap to the face.
慣れたテレンに巧みな潜入、そして光学ステルス。目的は研究室の通信傍受か、あるいはデータの氷雪か。いずれにしろ単なるコソ泥ではないな。有原悟、君は一体何者なんだ。
I can't say.
私たちは恋人同士なんだぞ。なのに隠し事をするのか。
That's what I'm saying. You kept less secrets from Chisaki, and she isn't even tied to anything. She isn't even tied to the police. I know, but it's still something I can't tell you no matter how much I love you. No matter what, I can't reveal the existence of our organization.
じゃあ疲れたから早めに休むというのは、あれは何だったんだ。私を騙すために嘘をついたのか。
I'm sorry.
なんだそれは。サトルのこと信じてたのに。
Tears start welling in the corners of her eyes. What are you going to do about me?
ありのままを上に報告する。処分は上が決めるだろう。
Sends a withering glare my way. I have nothing to say to her. I can't, even if it makes me seem cruel and heartless. Maybe, I don't know, if you tell her what you are doing, that doesn't reveal the SFD. No, I'm in no position to ask for anything, Hazuki, but will you allow me?
聞くだけ聞こうか。
Could you pretend you didn't see anything here?
見損なったぞサトル。恋人だから情にほだされて見逃すとでも。あまり私をなめるなよ。いかなる理由があろうとも規則は規則。犯罪は犯罪だ。
That your pride as the daughter of a police officer talking?
そういうことだな。
You should say that. Even if it hasn't been long, she's my girlfriend. So what do you want me to do?
後ほど理事長から査問があるだろう。それまでは自室にこもっておとなしくしていろ。
Alright. Bye, Hazuki.
ああ。さようなら。リドルジョーカー。
Satoru did not attend class today. The stated reason that he's ill is most likely due to yesterday's incident.
悟。
Who is he? Where did he come from? Why in the world did he trick me? I can ask as much as I want, but I doubt he'll say. Moreover, that device he was wearing, he became transparent, although not fully. Probably what I know as optical stealth suit. Could be some sort of astral ability, but it can't be his own. Which means that it could be a gadget developed using astrons. Never once heard of any organization developing a suit that makes you transparent. But my eyes didn't deceive me yesterday. Consequently, he has to be being backed by some big organization. It's possible they could exert pressure and cover up what happened yesterday.
どうしたものかな。
Could have apprehended him, taken the evidence and gone straight to the security room with it. But I couldn't. After I made sure he went back to his room, pushed the antenna and receiver that he had installed into the room's cable panel, closed it shut, I hid it.
何をやっているんだ。私は。これでは証拠隠蔽じゃないか。
And none of this would have happened if Satoru stopped revealing secrets. Why would I do such a thing? Like, he literally didn't tell her anything. Nothing about the mission, nothing about the SFD. There is only one thing he does not need to know, which is the SFD, which is the one thing you should keep secret from her. You should, I don't know, do the exact same thing you did to fucking ISA when you, oh, I don't know, had to reveal your fucking identity. But no, instead, I can't tell you, Hazuki, because I am dumb and can't think of a reason why, I can't think of a reason, why anyone would do this, other than, oh, I don't know, the exact thing you're doing. The answer is simple. I still want to believe in him. And you could believe in him. But some idiot named Satoru Arihara does not want to say anything.
でも、悟は私に嘘をついた。
Satoru literally had more of a conscience with Chisaki. The writers just hate Hazuki, don't they? That's the biggest shock of all to me. Way more than leaving, he's involved in shady dealings. Way more than learning he's involved in shady dealings.
悟、どうして？
Recall when he saved me all those years ago. After he stood up to those adults and saved them, the police were called.
葉月、大丈夫か？
Along with them came my mother and father, worried to death.
葉月、怪我はない？乱暴されなかった？
Still felt guilty because I had broken the plate she cherished so much and lied about it to boot. However, both of them simply hugged me if those things had never happened.
よかった。何もなくて本当によかった。葉月、お父さんが悪かった。少し厳しいことを言い過ぎたな。すまなかった。
He apologized, tears rolling down his face. What had happened was I was trying to clean the table, and accidentally pushed off the box containing the plate, shattering it to pieces. But I would not admit it to it when they asked. I was the one who did something wrong. So why is my father apologizing to me?
ごめんね、葉月。ちゃんと話を聞いてあげればよかったね。コンビニへ行きたかったんだね。 次はちゃんと話してね。一緒に行くからね。
Mom also apologized, tears rolling down her face. My fit of rage earlier, I lied and told her that I was going to the park. I was the one who did something wrong. Why was she apologizing to me?
すまなかった、葉月。
ごめんなさい、葉月。
They were both inconsolable. Please, don't apologize to me, I thought. This is all my fault. Yet, I still continued to apologize profusely.
私の方こそごめんなさい。お父様、お母様。
That day, I witnessed firsthand the pain that's inflicted when you lie to those you love. That's why I learned to never keep secrets from my friends and family. Simply the right thing to do. Really blessed with such wonderful parents. Their kindness only made it all that more apparent. When you lie and cheat, the ones you love the most are the ones you hurt most. Is Satoru aware of that? Yeah. He should be, but not enough to the point of realizing that not every secret he has will endanger you. Does he know how much pain and suffering he's causing me? Well, you know, he didn't when you confessed to him, so he did lie to me knowing full well that would be the result. Does he feel any shred of guilt? Even a shred of guilt?
関係ないじゃないか。
Where or not, still did what he did. Those actions, in and of themselves, can't be excused. I need to report it to the academy at once.
でも
Won't be able to stay here if I do that. We'll be separated. We'll never return to the relationship we had.
私はどうすればいいんだ。
I'll let justice be dealt, or should I turn a blind eye? Like I'm being pulled from two sides, and I just want to scream out. So lost that I barely take in my surroundings as I walk, but suddenly
調子に乗ってんじゃねえぞ。
I just so happens to be there. Hear an angry voice coming from behind the trees. Once I walk around to investigate, I find two male students who seem to be fighting.
あの二人、どこかで見たような。
One is a rugged-looking student, his hair dyed blonde, and the other is a studious-looking boy with glasses. Hair from back then.
渡来良治か。
One with blonde hair is Watarai. The other, I don't think I know his name. Watarai is grabbing the boy by the collar and pressing him against the tree.
調子に乗っているのはどっちだよ。僕はお前の舎弟じゃない。
Wow.
てめえ、俺を置き去りにして一人で逃げたくせにでけえ口叩くじゃねえか。結局俺は謹慎、てめえはお咎めなしだ。俺を餌にしやがって。
あの女に喧嘩をふっかけたのは君の勝手で、僕は無関係だ。処分は妥当だと思うけど。
ざっけんなよこら。
Situation begins to escalate. Watarai's astral ability allows him to grow stronger. If this continues, the other boy won't come out of this unscathed. I need to stop them.
だが、私に止められるのか。
I witnessed just how effective my water balls were against him. Unlike last time, there won't be anyone to come to my rescue. If I try to intervene, I'll surely be injured as well. Walking away would be the smartest option.
いや、見て見ぬふりなんてダメだ。
Just going to run away from everything that's hard for me to deal with? That would be no different than admitting that I should have turned a blind eye to what I saw Satoru doing yesterday. I can't do that. That's unforgivable. Feel my resolve and approach the pair.
渡来良二、そこら辺にしておけ。
てめえ、あの時のクソ女か。
As soon as he sees me, he snarls. The other student, however, maintains a blank face. I can't tell what thoughts are running through his mind.
てめえのせいでまた謹慎食らったぞ。どうしてくれるんだ？ああ？
自業自得だな。
胸くそ悪いぜ。
それよりそちらの男子を離してやれ。喧嘩はともかく暴力は良くない。
はあ？てめえ、彼氏を呼んで散々ボコってくれたよな。そのてめえが暴力は良くないだと？ふざけんのも大概にしろよ。
Going well. Thought that I might be able to talk him down, but my words are only fanning his rage further.
そこで待ってろクソ女。こいつに焼き入れたら次はてめえだ。
He turns back to the boy and raises his fist.
やめろ。身体強化で人を殴れば怪我では済まないぞ。
うるせえ、こんな野郎。どうなろうが知ったこっちゃねえんだよ。
Very next second, I hear an explosion sound. Butterai screams, presses his hands against his eyes, and falls to the ground.
何が起こった？
うっとうしいな。
Hey, look, it's the real antagonist, because he's got a sprite. Boy fixes up his uniform's collar, and stares down at Watarai, who's flailing around on the ground.
お前、渡来に何をした？
That sound was not any normal occurrence. It had to have been at some effect of an ability. Only the three of us here. The only one it could be was the boy Watarai was about to assault.
身体強化で殴られたらただでは済まない。だから能力による緊急避難をしただけだよ。これは正当防衛だ。
それはそうかもしれないが、しかし渡来の痛がり方が尋常では。
Still quivering on the ground, covering his eyes with his hands.
こんな野郎、どうなろうが知ったことじゃない。彼が言った通りだよ。自分の身の程をわきまえないバカがどうなろうと、それこそ僕の知ったことじゃないね。
Looks down at Watarai, void of any sympathy.
今回の件は上に報告させてもらうぞ。
漢検の犬が学院の犬を産む。カエルの子はカエルってことか。なんとも皮肉な話だね。
なんだと。
He can make fun of me as much as he wants, for all I care, but I won't dare let him ridicule my father.
お前は言動に問題があるな。名を名乗れ。
黙りなよ二条院葉月。君は人の言動に文句をつけられる立場じゃない。
私を知っているのか？
寮長にもかかわらず男の部屋に入り浸り、好き放題しているアバズレの二条院葉月だろ。学院内で噂になっているよ。
何を？
Rumors? I didn't know that.
警視官の娘だかなんだか知らないけど、少しは周りに気を配った方がいいね。君の陰行三昧が表沙汰になったら、お父さんはどうなるかな。リークしてみるのも面白そうだ。
やめろ！お父様には関係ない！
僕には関係あるんだよ。
His glass and shivers down my spine.
君のお父さんは僕の敵だ。そして君もね。いずれ決着をつけさせてもらう。
After that declaration, calmly leaves the scene.
リドルジョーカー
喜べレビー6、レビー9。愉快犯の特定に成功したぞ。
What? That sounds very cheerful and for good reason. Seriously?
テンション高くてうざいよ、お父さん。
なんだ、前回は超やる気だったのに、今日は2人とも暗いな。何かあったのか？
Been 2 days since Hazuki caught me red-handed the faculty room. In the faculty room. I fully expected the principal to summon me, but nothing of the sort has happened so far. I had to speculate, say that Hazuki still hasn't reported me to anyone. Nanami was also listening to our conversation at the time, and she agrees that this is the worst possible scenario we could be in. Just tell us about the person you identified.
まあいいだろう。
Even with things as they are, can't let the criminal roam free. If I'm going to have to leave this school, I want to at least finish this before I do.
今回は遅延発動効果を考慮し、犯行時刻の過去3日間に遡って高度映像解析を行った。鷲津市内の映像とお前たちが送ってくれた学院内の映像、これらをパターン分析にかけたところ、容疑者を一人に絞り込めた。
Who is it?
予想通り、愉快犯は吉華学院の学生だ。容疑者は学院3年生。名前は木戸直樹。性別は男。アストラル能力は気圧操作だ。
That's an odd ability.
指先ほどの小さな空間だが、気圧を操ることができるらしい。しかも遅延効果を持たせることができる。
I see. It causes changes in air pressure, which appear to onlookers like water explosions.
一連の犯行はすべてこれの応用だろう。
This Kido guy has caused quite the stir. He can create those high-pressure spaces inside water pipes and liquids, so it wasn't readily apparent that it wasn't the water itself causing the explosion. Also, the fact that he was able to create those high-pressure spaces inside water cups tells me he has a very precise control over his ability. He's extremely familiar with it and can use it to its maximum potential. Those kinds of people are the worst criminals.
だが、この容疑者疑問も残る。能力が気圧操作なら、他にもいろいろと応用できたはずなのに、どうして水にこだわったんだ？
自分の能力をカモフラージュするためじゃないかな。
なるほど。その可能性が高いな。
We were completely fooled. Since all the incidents were water-related, we assumed the criminal must have been able to control water.
でも、エイムスに頼らないで、よくそこまで能力の詳細が分かったね。
木戸直樹は補導歴がある。
What was he charged with?
余罪は盛りだくさんだが、主に窃盗だな。
Show me a liar and I'll show you a thief, as they say. Theft is where most criminals start. All the most infamous criminals started by committing minor misdemeanors.
警察のデータベースによると、一連の犯行はどうやら父親から強要されたものらしい。彼はそう供述している。だが父親の方は認めず、木戸直樹はアストラル能力を悪用したとして特殊鑑別所への送致が決まった。しかし情状酌量の余地があるとして学院が身元を引き受けた。
So he entered the academy through the same astral protection program as Watarai. So he started to dabble in crime again, even after being given a path to redemption. Some never learn, I guess.
それなんだが、調書を見た感じだとかなり雑に処理されたらしくてな。冤罪の可能性があるのに、ろくに調べもせず検察に送っている。
それってひどくない？
もし彼がやってないとすれば更生なんてするわけがない。逆にグレても仕方ないな。
My father is an extremely kind-hearted person. He took me in when I was a kid with violent tendencies that nobody wanted to deal with. That's why I can feel some sympathy for Kido. Still, we obviously can't let him continue down this path. So, what do we do about him?
警察が動いてるんだよね。私たちが直接同行する必要はないんじゃない？
それが微妙なところでな。やっていることはアストラル能力の悪用で許されることじゃない。だが怪我人は出ていないし、立件しても器物破損か迷惑防止条例違反くらいが関の山だ。しかも遅延発動効果は立証が非常に難しい。全面的な自白でもない限り罪に問うことはほぼ不可能だ。
For what? We just let him be?
いや、それではこの悪質ないたずらに歯止めをかけることができない。彼にはお仕置きが必要だ。あとはわかるな、レビー6。
Just give him a stern warning like I did to the guy behind the fake currency?
そういうことだ。
Like where this is going. If I can get permission to deal with him directly, I'll be able to let out all my pent-up anger on him. Well, the sooner the better. I'll get working on that tonight.
いいだろう。ただし彼はまだ容疑者だ。できれば自白を取ってほしい。
Understood. I'll try threatening him and see what that does. I want to settle this before I have to leave the academy.
ということで、こちらからは以上だ。そちらから何か報告することは？
There is, but he's not going to say anything.
そういえば、サトルは二条院の娘さんと付き合い始めたんだろう？どうだ？仲良くやっているか？
About that.
お兄ちゃん。
Guess I have to tell him. Oh. Things are actually kind of in a bad place.
なんだって？まさかもう別れたのか？
Not quite. It's worse.
そうか。ま、お前は牧年人だからな。何かやらかしても不思議はないな。
He caught me during a mission. He stays silent for a moment, obviously at a loss for words.
何？それはいつのことだ？
During my infiltration to get the surveillance camera footage 3 days ago.
2日前じゃないか。どうしてデータをこちらに送るときに報告しなかった？
I don't know, because he's a dumbass. I'm really sorry. That's not an excuse. What?
私も共犯だから、お兄ちゃんだけ怒らないで。
はあ、それで今はどういう状況なんだ？
I expected the principal to summon me shortly after that, judging by what you said, but nothing has happened so far. I think she might have had second thoughts and not have reported me yet.
中継機の回収を放棄したから、あのままなら大騒ぎになると思うんだけど、特に目立った動きがない。多分だけど、二条院先輩が隠蔽したんだと思う。
なるほど。恋人の悪事をチクるかどうかお悩み中ってところか。
Let out a huge sigh. What should we do?
ことが公になり、学院側にこちらの関与が知られれば即撤収だ。今のうちに荷造りをしておいた方がいいだろうな。
Understood.
ただし撤収するのは学院側に知られたらだ。
What do you mean?
二条院葉月が協力者としてレビー6のコントロール下に入るなら、 このまま学院への潜入任務を続行する。
Look, I know Satoru is the dumbest piece of shit. There's nothing I need to add there, but he should have realized the first thing I thought when Hazuki found out about us is, if I tell her enough information for her to trust me, she won't tell anyone else because she trusts us enough to date us. We broke her trust by lying. But we can tell her why we had to. But Satoru said, I cannot tell you anything. So he had to wait for his dad to tell him what to do.
つまりお兄ちゃんが二条院先輩を説得できればここにいていいってこと？
どうだ、レビー6。できるか？
It'll be highly unlikely. Yeah, it's been a few days, so her seriousness and devotion to justice weren't cultivated overnight. Yeah, but her love for you wasn't either. I doubt I'll be able to convince her and to look the other way and pretend nothing happened. I don't know, maybe if you tried explaining things to her, she would be able to.
怪獣は不可能だと？
I can't. I wouldn't want to. I love her because of her honesty. Painting that purity and turning her into a liar just to save my own skin would be wrong. Well, luckily for you, she turned herself into the liar. So how about instead of making her stay that way out of her own volition, you actually what's the word? Atone. Well, she might understand if I explain the truth to her. Oh, who would have guessed? Can we tell her about the organization? You don't need to go that far, Satoru. If I tell her and beg for forgiveness, maybe I'll have a chance.
二条院葉月は警視官の娘だ。警察に情報が流れることは絶対に阻止したい。故にできる限り秘匿してほしいが。 必要なら話していい。
Look, I said this in Chisaki's route, but it is better to ask for forgiveness than for permission, right? This is what Satoru should have done that night, and then he can tell Dad, if all things go wrong in worst case scenario, he had to tell her about the organization. He could have been like, look, we got caught by Hazuki and I had to tell her about the organization so that she would keep what we were doing a secret. And then, guess what? You would be forgiven. Because the other thing that could have happened is that she would have ratted you out, you would have had to leave, the mission would have failed, and Hazuki would be in more danger than she is at the moment.
ただし、協力を取り付けることができなければ、組織全体に大きな傷が残る。
I don't think I'm a smart guy. I think I'm pretty dumb most of the time. But when we've got characters like Satoru, I feel like fucking Einstein over here.
もし突破のことを話すのなら、覚悟を決めろ。どんな手を使っても、彼女の心をつかむんだ。いいな。
He really is kind of understanding. Even knowing I've put the whole organization in jeopardy, he still forgave me. You didn't. That's the problem. You didn't put the whole organization in jeopardy because you didn't tell her anything. If you did put the whole organization in jeopardy, this line would have made sense. But you didn't tell her jack shit, let alone anything about the organization. Might be the wrong thing to do as his chief, but as a father, I greatly respect him. Thank you. I'll do everything I can.
お兄ちゃん、私も協力するからね。
ではレビー6、レビー9、木戸直樹への忠告、二条院葉月の説得に取り掛かれ。
Preferably the second option, so that Hazuki may or may not help you if things go south when you're trying to intimidate Kido.
了解。
Roger. I don't know who that is. Change into my stealth suit and stretch my limbs. Okay, I'm ready.
気をつけてね、お兄ちゃん。
Didn't I tell you not to come? Like always, Nanami climbed down to my room using a rope.
だって前回は私のせいで二条院先輩に見つかって大変なことになっちゃったし。
Okay, Nanami, you're not at fault. Right? Okay, look. Neither of them are at fault, technically, for getting caught. It is what happened after they got caught, which is why Satoru is at fault. Luckily, Hazuki is the perfect person and didn't rat you out. So, thank her first, at least. No, it wasn't.
でも私がもっと早く二条院先輩に気づけていればあんなことには。
I mean, look, to be fair, Nanami, Satoru did tell you not to. So, he's been apologizing ever since it happened for the same reason. She saw me come out of this room. No matter what I did, would have caught me sooner or later. You don't need to keep blaming yourself.
それでも今日は見送る。
Alright. He takes my hand and mutters what seems to be a little prayer.
どうかお兄ちゃんが何事もなく無事に帰ってきますように。
You're back up. Nothing can possibly go wrong.
今度は絶対にお兄ちゃんを守ってみせるから。
Okay, I still don't know if they're going to Kido or Nanami? Hazuki first. Thanks. I'm counting on you.
それじゃあいってらっしゃいお兄ちゃん。
I think he's going to Kido first. I activate my camouflage and sneak into the room of my target, Kido Naoki. It's past lights out time, but the room is dark. Sleeping like a baby. I slowly approach the bed and pull the blankets away. Rise and shine, pal. I have a few questions for you. I kick him out of the bed and pin him down on the floor.
なんだ、何が起こってるんだ。
As he tries to get up, I put his arm into a lock and press my weight down on it.
痛い、腕が折れる。
Oh, don't worry. It'll take a lot more to break. Though maybe I will if you don't answer my questions.
なんなんだお前は。
I don't know why I'm putting on a different voice, but it just seems appropriate. I'm a hero of the night. I'm here to punish a naughty kid who's too old to be playing pranks.
何を言って。
He leans and tries to peer into my eyes, the fear apparent in his face.
誰もいない。お前、どこにいるんだ。
There are some people who don't quite like what you're using your ability to do. If you refuse to cooperate right here and now, you might not live to see another day.
上ってなんだ。お前らは一体誰なんだよ。
I'm the one asking the questions here. I punch the floor next to his face. It should scare him enough to not pull another one of those pranks ever again. Before I leave, I have to get the confession Dad asked for. Answer me. A while back there was an incident where the glass cups inside an Italian restaurant at the mall shattered. Is that your doing? Then there were the destroyed sprinklers in a fashion store, and the cups in the movie theater, the water pipes in the subway. Uh-oh. I have some questions. I am glad that he didn't bring up the tap in the coffee shop, because that would have given him away, right? But this would also, because now he knows that the person pinning him down is a student from Kika Academy. You manipulated the air pressure with your ability, didn't you?
そんなことは知らない。
We're also aware that you used your delay effect ability to fake an alibi. While the surveillance camera footage points to you being the culprit, we have evidence. Give it up. You're the one who instigated all those incidents, weren't you? Put more weight on Kito's arm to make him talk.
お前、警察の連中だな。ふざけやがって。
Said I'm the one asking the... All of a sudden I see a bright spark, and the next thing I know my vision is gone. It only takes a second for the excruciating pain to hit my nerves.
お兄ちゃん、今悲鳴が聞こえたけど大丈夫？
That son of a bitch just created a high pressure explosion in front of my eyes.
この手を離せ！
Ugh. While I'm stunned from the pain, he pushes me away and stands up. And I hear him run away.
お兄ちゃん応答して。
Levy 6 here. He fought back, and now I'm blinded.
大丈夫？そっちに行こうか。
No, stay there. Can't say I'm fine, but at least my vision is back. This is Levy 6. The target has escaped from his room. Levy 9, track his movements with the cameras.
了解。けど、お兄ちゃんはどうするの？
I'll go and catch his ass. I get up and rush towards the door. Head out to the hallway, but he's nowhere to be seen. Damn it. Where did he go?
お兄ちゃん、ここは一度撤退した方がいいんじゃ。
If I retreat, he'll think he's invincible and do more daring stuff. After that, it'll be difficult to teach him a lesson. The only way to make him repent is to beat it thoroughly into him.
でも、このままだとターゲットとお兄ちゃんの追いかけっこが監視カメラに映っちゃうよ。
That would be bad. Cut off all the cameras connected to the security room. Jam them all.
そんなことしたら痕跡が残るけど。
Just do it, Levy 9.
わかった。どうなっても知らないからね。
Where did he go, Levy 9?
学院の方に向かってるよ。警備室、てんやわんやになってるよ。これ絶対あかんやつだ。
Must be watching the scene going on there. To make it look like a group of hackers is attacking their servers or something.
そりゃできるけどさ、簡単に言ってくれるよね。
I'm at the front of the academy. Where's Kito?
これは多分プールの方に向かってると思う。
Why would he go there? Water? I enter the pool room and sure enough, there he is. Alright, I found him. He'll communicate with me from this point on. From this point forward.
了解。気をつけてね。
I know.
お前は誰だ？何が目的で僕を狙っているんだ？
He immediately raises his voice once he says that the door has been opened. Once he sees that the door has been opened. Thanks to my camouflage, though, he can't see me. He can only search around aimlessly. Man, that was mean of you to do. That was mean of you to do back there. Bro. I can't fix this sentence. Okay, well I can, but I'm trying to do it in one word. You know, like most typos. Man, that was a mean thing of you to do back there. See, I can't fix it with only one word. That was mean for you to do back there, I guess. Anyway, now I'm gonna have to hurt you. I wanted to make this as painless as possible, but it won't be so easy now that he struck back at me. My only option is to roughen him up. Roughen him up until he can no longer move.
いきなり寝込みを襲ってきて何なんだよ。そんなに僕が憎いのか。
Well, think back to all the things you've done and you might find the answer you're looking for. Why do you keep causing trouble around Washizu City?
それはお前には関係ない。
Would I be here if it wasn't? I slowly circle the poolside, getting closer and closer to him. This all started when you made a bathroom sink faucet explode in Nijo Hazuki's face. I said Hazaki. Jesus Christ. Why did you do that? Did you harbor resentment towards her?
あるさ。あの女には憎んでも憎み足りないくらいの恨みがね。
Oh, do you now? Why don't you tell me about it?
僕の親父はクソ野郎でね。僕にアストラル能力があると分かると、うまく利用することを考え始めた。
Okay, so I was right about the backstory. I just confused myself on who it was with the backstory, right? I thought it was Washizu, but it was actually Kido, so, you know.
その利用手段ってのがひどいもので、盗みや脅迫、強盗だった。
Should have realized it from the voice, but I thought that was Washizu's voice, right? You know, the question mark guy.
実の息子に犯罪の片棒を担がせたんだよ。
It does sound like an irredeemable piece of shit.
僕は親父に殴られるのが嫌で、黙って従うしかなかった。でも長くは続かなかったよ。親父はずさんな男でね、1年もしないうちに捕まった。ところが、親父にはアストラル能力がない。じゃあ誰がアストラル能力を使ったんだということで、僕も一緒に捕まった。僕は何度も警察に親父に脅されたと言った。なのに、僕の言い分を聞かないで、共謀犯ってことにされた。奴らは僕が能力者だというだけでろくに話を聞かなかった。あとは警察お得意の作文さ。僕が子供だったのをいいことに長所をでっち上げた。警察っていうのはそういうクソの上にクソを重ねた声だめみたいなところなんだよ。
The dad was right on the money. Even though they were false accusations, they branded him an accomplice and locked him up. That explains his deep-rooted hatred for the police. Our police officers come in all colors. Some are shitbags that don't do their job properly, and some are good people who want to help others. You got dealt a bad hand in life, sure, but what does Nijo and Hazuki have to do with that?
あの女は警察官の娘であることを傘に来て、他の学生に上から目線であれこれ言ってくる。あいつは何様だ。警察官の娘はそんなに偉いのか。彼女から見たら僕や渡来はクソ野郎だろう。でもね、だからって同じ学院の学生に見下される言われはないんだよ。あの二条院葉月の態度 あれこそが警察官と同じ権力を持った人間の腐った傲慢さの象徴だ。
Okay, now you're just projecting here. Like, Hazuki does not feel that way. Oh, that's that. Hates the police with every fiber of his being, and by extension Hazuki, since she's the daughter of a police officer. So that's why you hate her.
ああ、そうだよ。水を操作する能力に見せかけたのも、あの女に疑いが行くようにするためだ。
There was a point in time when I did consider her, so he wasn't far from his goal. But the problem is that she has an alibi. So it would have not worked out. Like, buddy, she at least needs to be at the scene when it happens. Like, sure, there were some instances where she may have been the one who did it, but not all of them. Pretty smart, I'll give him that. So, have you gotten that anger out of your system now?
冗談言うな。あの女をこの学院から放逐するまで、僕の恨みが晴れることなんてない。
So the academy was gracious enough to admit you despite your record, and you want to take out your rage on a young girl? If what you did becomes public, the academy won't be too happy either.
知ったことか。警察官の娘を信用して寮長にした時点で、この学院も同罪だ。何が能力者保護プログラムだよ。そんなもの、対外的にアピールするための材料でしかないくせに。僕も渡来も、所詮は学院の客寄せパンダなんだよ。
He looks inoffensive and serious, but I see he's a pretty smart guy. Although he's applying that bright mind towards the wrong place. Man, you're one self-righteous son of a bitch. Is that all you have to say?
なんだお前。お前が聞いてきたんだろう。なのになんだその傲慢な態度は。お前も警察と同じ。二条院葉月と同じだ。人を見下して。
Well, I'm better than you. You're the one who put yourself in the position you're in now. Don't blame me for that.
なんだと。
Sure, you may have been admitted to this academy as a publicity stunt to entice donors to give money. But even if that is true, so what? Return the favor and use this school to your benefit. Take advantage of them to find happiness in life. Yet all you've been doing is skulking around in the shadows, trying to mess with people because you're mad. Grow up. Why don't you?
黙れ。
Your life sucks because you want to remain a poor little victim. Don't hold grudges against the people that decide to live productive lives just because you're jealous.
黙れよ。お前に何がわかる。能力者保護プログラムで入ってきた人間がどういう目で見られているか。お前は何も知らないだろう。陰で噂をされて人が近寄ってこない。教師からも色眼鏡で見られるんだぞ。お前に僕の辛さなどわかるはずがない。
All of us are living here in the academy because of our abilities. It's a terrible thing to eye our fellow astrals with prejudice because they've had a bad life. I understand why Kido feels alienated. Still, his actions are wrong. Good. I wouldn't want to sympathize with you. If I was in your shoes, I would never stoop so low to try and ruin an innocent person's life, no matter how much I suffered. Cross the line. That can't be excused.
うるさい。どこの誰かもわからないお前に断罪される言われはない。
Fine. I guess talking won't get us anywhere. I project outwards in the most menacing tone I can muster.
ここで僕に何かすれば全て監視カメラに残るぞ。それにもうすぐ監視カメラを見た警備員がここへやってくるはずだ。そうなればお前も手が出せない。
If you're waiting for the guards, I'm afraid you'll be waiting forever. so busy trying to get those cameras running at all, they won't come to your rescue.
なんだって
He's obviously shaken up. Guess he came here because he thought the cameras would help him.
お前カメラを操作するなんて本当に何者なんだ
Not answering any more questions. He's no idiot. Probably trying to figure out my position from the direction my voice is coming from. Full side is about 50 meters from end to end, and Keto is standing right in the middle. I'm 25 meters away from him in a straight line. If I run, I can close the distance in seconds. Why was there a question mark? After covering 15 meters, I feel something really off around my ears. Okay, there. Okay, the question mark was justified.
かかったな
Numerous explosions, sounds ring inside my ears, and I gradually lose my balance. Looks like I fell for his high-pressure bombs again. Shit. Must have seen through my optical camouflage once I got closer. The impact from the compressed air breaks my communication device and blows it out of my ear. I'm brought down to my knees after the blow of my head. Did he just concuss me with air pressure?
僕の能力は効果範囲が狭いんだ四方八方から来られると対応できないんだよその点プールサイドは狭いからね近づいてくる方向を限定できる
He actually considered that when choosing where to run. Guy really is smart. It's a lot smarter than you, so... You know, maybe his ideals are a bit off kilter, but... How is this guy smarter than you in terms of battle sense? Let's just say. A second later, my camouflage wears off. Perhaps the impact messed with my suit.
君はまさか渡来を倒したそうか二条院葉月の彼氏だな
I mean, look. I'm sure if you paid more attention to what he was saying, you would have realized that he was one, a student from Kika Academy, considering the fire extinguisher, and two, well, the more definitive reason, he brought up the coffee shop incident. And who was there other than Hazuki?
散々偉そうなことを言って要は彼女にちょっかいを出されてムカついて制裁を加えに来たってところか名前は確か有原悟だったね正体が分かってみればしようのない理由だ笑わせてくれる
Really didn't imagine that he'd recognize me. Yeah, true. Satoru does not stand out. At this point, I can't expect to deter him from committing further crimes through intimidation. I lost. Thankfully enough, I got the confession out of him. None of me should have a recording of the conversation we had just now. With that, I can at least call the mission a success. I know I should withdraw, but I just can't. Yeah, that's right. I'm here because you were messing with my girl. He's under the mistaken assumption that I came here to avenge her. So be it then. I'll let him think that. If I withdraw here, I won't be able to take this chip off my shoulder. I'll punish him just like he thinks I want to. Just like he thinks I want to. You don't know a damned thing about her. You don't know how much she's stressed about things. She always thinks about how she can make this world a better place and help others to her. Other people's problems are her problems. I don't know a person more humble and honest than her. You ever try to understand her before pulling all this?
あんな女のことは知らないねだったら聞くけど あの女は僕のことを知ろうとしたことがあるのかい？
You opened up to her. I guarantee she'd try to help you. That's how she is.
ふざけるな。信じられるか、そんなこと。
I'm speaking the truth. You don't trust anyone around you. No one will help you when you can't trust them. You'll remain miserable and unhappy as long as you keep hiding, trying to throw stones at those trying to better their lives. Honestly, about time you grow up.
何を知った風に。
What are you even getting out of these dumb pranks? Where the hell do you think you're gonna end up after this is all said and done? I know you're smart. Stop wasting your life doing all this petty shit.
うるさい。うるさい、うるさい、うるさい。お前が何を言おうと、お前ごときに僕は止められないんだ。
We'll see about that, pal. I use my ability to accelerate as fast as I can to stop him, but as soon as I move... Ah! I hit a direct blast against my right ear. My right eye and ear. And the pain paralyzes me.
口ほどにもないね。僕の能力はコップを割る程度の力しかない。それでも人間相手ならかなり強力だよ。目や耳を狙えばどんな人間でも倒すことができるんだから。
The only thing I can infer from his attacks is that the extent of his range is 10 meters. Getting any closer than that, and he can do whatever he wants to you. Pain is making my head feel like it's splitting. Maybe I shouldn't have tried to use my ability.
君は随分と二条院葉月のことを高く評価しているね。彼氏なんだから当然だろうけどさ。
Hate to disappoint you, pal. But we might not even be a thing anymore. Grind my teeth and manage to get up despite the pain. Can't stand straight. My view's warping. You get my inner ear with this attack?
別れた女に肩入れしているのかい？それは泣かせる話だね。
Shut up. My blood is boiling. Pain is making my head throb. None of this would have happened if Keto hadn't decided to meddle in our lives over this stupid grudge. Hazuki wouldn't have found me out, and our relationship wouldn't have been ruined. All this motherfucker's fault. I mean, kind of true, but also kind of not. It is your fault for not talking to her. My mind's a maelstrom of emotions right now. Anger, regret, sadness. Mission doesn't matter anymore. We'll settle this right here and now, Keto.
フラフラしてまともに歩けないくせによく吠えるね。君は僕には近づけないよ。
We'll see about that.
いいけど、気絶したままプールに落ちないでくれよ。僕は助けないからね。
Bring it on. What happened to me doesn't matter. I'm not about to walk away and let this smug little asshole win. I funnel all the power into my muscles and get ready to run. But then...
一つ人の世を骨までしゃぶり
all of a sudden, voice echoes across the spacious room. What?
二つ横島な悪行三昧三つ醜い浮世のけだものを退治してくれよ
What is a superhero ass speech? That's Hazuki, no doubt about it.
二条院。
そうだ私が二条院葉月だ
What are you doing here?
話をしに来た
Oh. Both Keto and I are bewildered by her sudden appearance. Her old performance was just so goofy. I didn't even know what to say. Anyways, what was that about?
あれかあれはな金太郎侍がクライマックスの登場シーンで使うんだ
Oh, I got that you were quoting someone else, but...
で もしかして外していたか？
Speechless. I guess it helped me cool my head off. How did you know we were here?
ナナミくんが慌てて寮から走っていくのが見えたから追いかけて話を聞いたんだ。
Glance at the entrance and see Nanami apologetically holding her hands together and bowing. Probably got worried after the communication cut off and tried to rush over. When Hazuki saw her.
道中でナナミくんから大方の話は聞いた。消火器の件も含め鷲津市内のいたずらは木戸直樹全部君の仕業だと。この話にそう言わないか？
だったらどうだって言うんだ。
ダメじゃないか、そんなことしたら。
Her reaction stuns the both of us. I wasn't expecting her to respond so assertively.
アストラル能力で人に迷惑をかけるなんて絶対にやってはいけないことだぞ。明日にでも先生に話して迷惑をかけたお店や人に謝罪に行く。一人では言い出しにくいのなら私も同行する。君さえ良ければ私も一緒に謝りに行こう。もういたずらなんてやめるんだ。
嫌だと言ったら。
どうしてだ？なぜそこまでいたずらをしたがるんだ？
お前がムカつくからだよ、二条院葉月。何が一緒に謝りに行こうだよ。いい子ぶってるんじゃねえよ。
Hazuki is clearly hurt by Kito's aggressive tone. She really means it. She really means that, Kito.
はあ？何言ってるんだよ。こんな人を小馬鹿にしたような話。素で言ってたらただの間抜けだぞ。
Yeah, she is stupid.
ただの間抜け？おいサトル、それはひどくないか？
That's just who she is. And it's precisely what makes her so lovable.
かわいいって間抜けはかわいいのか？
I mean, true. Starts fidgeting around.
どうだっていい。どのみちお前たちに僕をどうこうすることなんてできない。
それはいたずらをやめないということか？
もちろんだ。今度はもっと周到に仕掛けてやる。誰にも僕は止められやしない。
Keep this up. I'll be getting a friendly visit from the police before long.
いや無理だね。現行法では僕を捕まえることなんてできないさ。
He actually picked up on how hard it'd be to convict him. Really? Yeah, but that's why you got the confession. Really smarter than any of us imagined.
どうしても分かり合うことはできないのか？
ああ、できないね。
Both glance at each other. One on the side of the pool.
そうか。それなら仕方がない。
どうするつもりだい？
膝を詰めて話し合い、互いに意見を出し合って納得して、それで解決するのが一番だ。でもどうしても無理なら、頑張っても手を尽くしても分かり合えないなら、最後は己の正義を貫くより他はない。
He extends one hand towards the pool. And then, the ground trembles and the pool's water starts rippling.
木戸直樹、君は警察官の怠慢で身に覚えのない罪を背負わされたと聞いた。警察官の中にも怠惰で傲慢な人間はいる。そういう輩が君を苦しめたことは本当に申し訳ないと思う。君の怒りは正当なものだ。君が望むのなら私がそのそしりを受け止めよう。全てを私にぶちまけたらいい。
Glowing waves are drawn up to the center of the pool. The water gathers, forming a huge mass.
だがその怒りを無関係な人間にぶつけるのはやめろ。それは明らかに間違った行為だ。彼らが君に何をした？君がやっていることはただの八つ当たりじゃないか。
待て、お前は何をするつもりだ？
A huge mass of water floats in the center of the pool. I had to guess. I'd say its diameter is over 10 meters. The water level of the pool dropped to less than half its capacity.
君の思いに正義はあれど、君の行いには一片の正義もない。反省して二度とやらないと誓うならよし。そうでなければ、天に代わって私がここで裁きの鉄槌を下す。
ふざけるな。誰が反省なんてするか。
He still talks defiantly, but he's visibly shaking. Makes sense. That he can do anything about the huge water mass with his air pressure abilities.
ならば致し方ない。木戸直樹、その身に染みついた悪行の数々、この水で洗い流すがいい。
ちょっと待っ。
He launches the veritable water bomb, and it swallows Kido as soon as he tries to escape. The following wave of water upon its impact on the floor almost washes me and Hazuki away. It ended up turning the inside of the room into a mess, so we had a bit of cleaning up to do. You feel better now?
ああ、なんとかな。
After being hit, Kido Naoki was left floating on the pool. Oh, he's dead. Rescued him. Oh, he's not dead. And the guards came along and took him. Hazuki explained the situation. They believed her word without question. Nanami went back to her room. Now we're the only ones here. Clothes are all wet though.
申し訳ない。申し訳ない。
Both got caught in the aftermath of her attack.
いかんな。頭に血が上ってついやりすぎてしまった。
You think so? I feel pretty fresh now. Kido's face contort in abject fear as he realized there was no way out was truly something. Hazuki really did clean away all the anger that I felt towards him. The little entrance speech of yours was great. Feels like it was made just for you.
あれは二人の争いをなんとかしないといけないって思ったら自然と口から出てきただけで。でも今考えると、なんて恥ずかしいことを私は。
I mean, there wasn't that many people, so it's fine. Might start calling you female Kintaro from now on.
嫌だ。そんな恥ずかしい二つ名はごめん被る。
Back to her usual self. I'm so glad. So, why did you even come here at all? I already know she heard we were here from Nanami, but she didn't have to come here.
すまなかった、サトル。まずは謝らせてくれ。
What for?
私は自分で決めた大事なことを忘れて、サトルに心ないことを言ってしまった。
What words?
君の恋人になるとき、私は誓った。私のすべてを君に託す。この身が果てる時まで君に尽くすと。
But I lied to you. I used you. You had every reason to be upset with me.
いや、それは違う。
あ？
たとえ君が私を測ったとしても、私は最後まで君を信じ続けなければならなかった。
Yeah, but Hazuki... He's still in the wrong because he didn't even try to explain it. That's the problem.
それが人に身を尽くすということだ。なのに、私は自分の矜持に固執して道を誤ってしまった。申し訳ない、サトル。私を許してくれ。
She bows her head. How good-natured can a person be? The extent of her kindness never ceases to amaze me. Please don't. I'm the one who should apologize. I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry I couldn't say the truth.
いやいや、悪いのは私だ。
No, no you aren't. No, it's me. We stare into each other's eyes and burst out in laughter.
何をやっているんだろうな、私たちは。
We really are. Sorry though. I couldn't go public about what I was doing.
その辺はナナミくんから聞いたよ。それでなんとなく事情は察した。
What did she tell you? I know Nanami is aware of just how important it is for us to keep our identities secret. I just want to make sure.
サトルもナナミくんもとある組織に所属していて、様々な任を負う存在だということは聞いた。
Well...
今回は木戸直樹がターゲットで研究室からデータを盗んだのも犯人だと特定するためだと言っていたな。
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
つまり君たちは闇に紛れて悪を打つ現代版の隠密同心だったというわけだな。すごくかっこいいじゃないか。
I guess you could say that. I should have expected a reaction like this, to be honest. Well, yeah. But imagine if you told her that.
本当は分かっていたんだ。君がただの悪党であるはずがないと。
Thank God Nanami has a brain.
なのに私は君を信じきれなかった。
No, you were right. What I was committing was a crime. I broke the rules and lied to you. Would you still trust me in spite of that? Breaks into a smile.
小さい頃私は時代劇で悪いことをした人間を許して逃がすという展開が理解できなかった。お父様はそれが人情だと言ったが、どうにも納得がいかなかったんだ。でも今はよくわかる。罪は罪、規則は規則だ。勝手に曲げては法が立ち行かない。だが規則を守らせる側もまた人間なんだ。間違えることもあれば過ちを犯すこともある。
Right. Ida was a victim of the folly of human nature.
正義を貫く人間が不完全なのだとしたら、悪いことをする人間もまた不完全だ。そんな不完全な存在である人間同士、ただ杓子定規に断罪することが正義とは思えなくなった。では何が人を裁くのか。
Human nature.
そう、最後はやはり人の世の情けだ。君がやったことは法に触れる。良くないことだ。それは間違いない。だけどおかげで木戸の悪事が暴かれ、彼が更生するきっかけになるなら、それはいいことだ。古来より尺を曲げて陣を直ぶという。私は悟を信じる。君は悪意を持ってその力を使うことはないと。
Hazuki.
しかし一時とはいえ私は君を疑ってしまった。こんな不甲斐ない恋人では悟から愛想をつかされても仕方がないな。
Kaso gazed to the ground solemnly. I gently put a hand over her chin and raised her face. Do you still love me?
当然だ。私には悟しかいない。悟しか見えない。私の恋人は悟じゃなきゃダメだ。
I love you too, Hazuki. I love your honesty and your yearning for justice is the most precious thing ever. That's why I agonized so much when you confessed to me. I knew that if I dated you, I have to keep secrets from you, which led me to believe I had no right to be with you.
そうか。だから考える時間が欲しいと言ったのか。
Took you long enough to explain yourself. I wanted to be as honest as you were being with me.
どうしてだ？
Because I loved you, of course. I've come to love you much more after today.
もっとなぜだ？
You forgave my dishonesty. And even after learning who I truly am, you still loved me. You're the only girl for me, Hazuki. I don't want anyone but you.
サトル。
Our faces slowly come together. We lock lips.
サトル。サトル。ごめんなさい。私を許して。
What are you talking about? I'm the one who hurt you. We embraced passionately and make out as if to make up for all the time we spent apart.
サトル、好き。もう絶対離れないよ。
I know. I'll always keep my arms around you. We gaze into each other's eyes as we mix our saliva. サトル。 I love you. Seeing that begging look on her face is causing my heart to beat like crazy. I can't keep this heat in check.
サトルのすごく硬くなっているぞ。
I can't help it. It's so long since I last got to be with you.
そうだな。私もサトルに会いたかった。会って抱きしめ合って、いろいろしたかったぞ。
Oh? In the mood for what?
それは。言わせるな恥ずかしい。
Weighs her hips and turns away from me. Don't worry. I wanted to have sex with you. Don't worry. I wanted to have sex too. Place my hand on her thigh. Slowly move it between her legs.
待った。私から提案がある。
Okay.
今回私はサトルに申し訳ないことをしたと思っている。だからお詫びがしたいんだ。
Fine. I mean, I feel like I did worse to you.
まあそう言わずに、ここは私に任せてくれないか？
What is she trying to do? Sure. But what are you gonna do to me?
それは後でのお楽しみだ。
She then begins unbuttoning her shirt.
リドルジョーカー。待たせたな、サトル。
Oh no, it's all good.
外は風が冷たい。
Yeah, winter's fast approaching. It's been a month since the incident at the pool. The school was placated by Hazuki's fervent appeal, and they limited Kido's punishment to a letter of apology and 1 month suspension. Sure. actually admitted to his wrongdoings fairly readily. Maybe Hazuki's passion inspired him a little. Who knows? Yeah, maybe getting doused in half a pool's worth of water really changes a man. So, how's Keto doing? Still getting water out of his system after...
ああ、見違えるほど明るくなったな。たった1ヶ月で別人みたいだぞ。
Hazuki's allowed to speak with Keto on a regular basis, alongside his assigned counselor. At first, things were a bit unfriendly. I hear they've grown fairly casual with each other now.
最近彼女ができたらしくてな。いろいろと悩みもあるらしい。
What? Isn't he suspended? How the heck did he get a girlfriend?
いいじゃないか。そこは詮索しないでおこう。
Well, you're the one who brought it up. She's really in a good mood today. You know, you've changed as much as he has, Hazuki.
何がだ？
Used to be so rigid in her ways that it made her hard to relate to for a lot of people. But I think after the whole thing with me and Keto, he softened up in a good way.
それより、昨日で奉仕活動が終わったんだ。ようやく区域からの解放だ。
Wait, what? Thanks to the huge water... Oh, right, yeah. Thanks to the huge water explosion she caused, Hazuki was also punished. She was asked to write a letter of apology, as well and assigned 1 month of community service. Meanwhile, I got away scot-free. No one is the wiser. Well, I can't exactly deny that she did go a bit overboard back then. Yeah, but she was cool. Sorry about all that. It was largely my fault you got in trouble.
また謝る。気にするなと言っているのに。
Unlike the two of them, I faced no real repercussions for what happened. Because nobody besides them and Nanami ever learned of my participation there. Even when the guards came to take Keto, Hazuki took care of things so that they didn't notice me. Most surprising of all is the fact that Keto didn't tattle on me to them. Bro. He never told me the details, but I knew she must have worked hard to convince him not to.
私はサトルの恋人なんだ。サトルが困っているときは私が支える。当然のことだろ？
Thanks, Hazuki. I love you.
やめろ！いきなりそんなこと言うな！不意打ちだぞ！
She fans herself with her hands.
ああ、もう、サトルのせいで熱くなってきた。
Well, glad you're not feeling cold anymore.
よくない。あまりに目立つ異性交友は控えるようにと訓告を受けてるんだぞ。
Apparently, rumors about me and Hazuki being super lovey-dovey in public spread around the school, and she got admonished for it? Well, we're not forbidden from going out, so we can still be together.
それはそうだが、外では控えた方がいい。
Well, that's fine. We can make love as much as we want when we're alone.
だから、そういうことを外で言うなってば。
Clearly miffed, she turns away from me and sits on one of the courtyard benches. Oh. Sorry, don't get mad, please.
別に拗ねてない。この程度で恥ずかしがる自分が情けないだけだ。
Well, I'm happy it's enough to embarrass you.
なんだと？ならばこのままでいいのか？
I don't. I want my precious little Hazuki to stay the way she is forever. Alright. I think it's about time we get started.
ああ、そうだ。
Hazuki mentioned that there was something she wanted to do once she completed all her community service. She called it the dorm consultation room. Ah, therapy. Borrowed one of the free rooms of the dorm to set up a counseling room where students go and talk about their problems. He didn't seem so hot on the idea when Mibu-san brought it up. What caused the change of heart? Kido.
今
Probably.
回のことで思ったんだ。
That's what I'm saying.
木戸も悩みを気軽に相談できる場所があったらあんな風にはならなかったんじゃないかって。もちろん木戸が私を頼ってくれたかわからない。だが何もやらないで嘆くより一生懸命にやってみてから考えた方がよほどいい。
She looks up at the bright blue sky and smiles.
私は自分の保身を考えおじけづいていた。相談室を始めたことで一部の人間から調子に乗っている、出しゃばっているなどと言われるのではないかと。でもそれがどうしたというんだ。私の力を必要としてくれる、私を頼ってくれる人たちがいるなら私はその人たちのことを考えたい。せっかく同じ学院に通うんだ。少しでも多くの学生が楽しく過ごせるようにしたい。なんて考えるのは傲慢だろうか。
Not at all. You'd be arrogant if you were doing this to gain something from yourself, for yourself maybe. But you're not. You're doing this out of a genuine, selfless desire to help others.
サトルにそう言ってもらえるなら安心だ。
She's taken a giant step forward with this. May not be smooth sailing, but I know she has the strength to tackle any difficulties that come her way.
なあ、サトル。サトルはずっと私のそばにいてくれるのか？
What do you mean?
そのままの意味に決まっているだろ？サトルがやっている闇の家業については私にも話せない。それは重々承知している。だから今まであえて詮索してこなかった。でもこれだけは教えてくれ。サトルやナナミくんが闇の家業の務め人であることは本来絶対に知られてはいけないことだろう。だが私は知ってしまった。だからもしかしたらこの学院から去ってしまうのではと不安なんだ。
Dad chose not to report about Hazuki to the higher-ups. If they somehow learn of this, not only would Nanami and I be cut off, but Dad too for trying to cover it up. If you tell the principal or your father about it, I'll definitely have to leave. So in short, you have the power to keep me at this academy or not.
つまりサトルの手綱は私が握っているということか。
He simply smiles. So, what are you gonna do with me?
決まっているじゃないか。一生離さない。サトルにはずっと私のそばにいてもらうぞ。
Looks like I'm in for a rough time.
ああ、大変だ。その代わり私もサトルに全てを託すからおあいこだな。
So we hold each other's reins.
サトルはそういうのは嫌か？
Funny that there's still any doubt in her mind at this point. Of course not. I have no eyes for anyone but you.
ああ、私もだ。
In this route, at least.
サトル、愛しているぞ。ずっと一緒だからな。
Too bad I can't show you the outro. Oops. Blame the DRM. Brand new skyscrapers line the cityscape, and the streets look as clean as can be. I can hear the sounds of the trains calmly passing by in the distance. Here in this peaceful rural landscape, the town was created for the purpose of Astron research. That town is Washizu Research City. Man, it sure has been a while. It's sure been a while. Yeah, that works. 2 or so years ago was when I graduated from Kika, and that was the last time I was here. Hang on, it's been how long? It's been 3 years since... Damn. I walk around town, taking in all the nostalgic scenery. I saw a Shinanosuke poster back there. This place sure brings back memories. I used to come here all the time with my friends to shop and do other things. Hazuki and I also came here on a number of dates. I wonder what she's up to? The dorm counseling room that Hazuki created was met with skepticism from the student population at first. However, thanks to the efforts of Utsukasa-san and our other friends, as well as some advertising from the academy, people gradually started to come to her. Most surprising of all is the fact that Kido and Watarai also eventually became volunteer helpers. I'm surprised about Watarai. Kido, I mean, he served his time. He was regretful, so once she gained their trust, they became quite good friends. Yes, that's just Hazuki for you. Her personality attracts people. But alas, all good things come to an end. Hazuki also graduated with me 2 years ago. Yeah, they were in the same class. I don't know why I thought they were in separate classes. Never mind. Hiro-san took over the dorm counseling room, and I've heard that the students there now continue to keep it alive as a school tradition. Speaking of Hazuki,
すみません。吉科学院はどうやって行けばいいんでしょうか？
after wandering for a while, I arrived back at the train station. A young girl is asking a police officer something by the entrance. The officer gently smiles for the clearly nervous girl.
はい、あそこにライトレールという路面電車が見えると思うんですけど、あれに乗って吉科学院前という駅で降りればもう目の前ですよ。
ありがとうございます。
The young girl bows and trots off as the officer waves her goodbye. After a few seconds, I walk up to her. Hey there, Hazuki.
え？あれ？サトルじゃないか。どうしてここにいるんだ？
I wanted to see you on the job. After graduation, Hazuki, needless to say, decided to aim to become a police officer. At the time, it was hard for Astral to join the force, but thanks to the help of her father, being the high-ranking officer he is, he was admitted. Seems like the pro-Astral faction also did some work behind the scenes to help end that taboo. I have a feeling those guys are the higher-ups my dad always mentions to me.
そんなに私の制服姿が見たかったのか？そういう思考か？
I mean, I wouldn't mind. Never mind. Why is it always something sexual with you?
エロじゃない。というか、警察官にそんな話題を振るな。
Yeah, but like, if you wanted to dress up in a police uniform, I would be opposed.
まったく、君は卒業しても全然変わらないな。
Neither have you, as a matter of fact. She's still just as honest and upright as she ever was. As she ever had. Okay. So was and has kind of both work, right? They just, just replace with a H or W. And upright as she ever has. Yeah, that doesn't work.
それは君が知らないだけだ。近いうちにアストラル能力者の相談課が設けられる。そこに配属されるのが私の夢だ。と言っても、今はまだ番所勤めの巡査だがな。
Her father apparently got in close contact with the pro-astral faction. I imagine after the whole ordeal that inspired Hazuki to become a peace officer. Peace officer? Police officer. I heard their cooperation greatly helped towards establishing their new counseling department for astrals. I know you're moving up in the world, silly. All I meant was that you're still my sweet, beautiful Hazuki.
バカ、なんで急にそんなこと。私は警察官なんだぞ。そんな風に褒めたっておめこぼしはしないからな。
Yep, still the same old Hazuki. It's about time for our move, right? Came to talk about that.
ああ、そうだったな。
Hazuki currently lives in the police dormitory. By custom, all fresh graduates from the police academy have to live there for a period of time. Next month, however, she's finally allowed to leave. Of course, she'll be coming to live with me then.
ようやくだ。これでずっとサトルと一緒にいられる。
Yeah, I've been waiting for ages. 2 years, in fact.
あ、私もだ。
For the past year or so, it's only been 1 year. We've only been able to go on dates when our schedules line up, which wasn't too often. But now, I'll be able to see her beautiful face whenever I come back home.
できればここでサトルに抱きつきたいが、あいにくと制服でな。
Yeah, but like, what if I'm into it? And I didn't say that. I understand. We'll just have to make up for it by making sweet love the next time we're alone. Damn, Jesus.
そういうことを公共の場で言うのはやめろというに。
Hello?
サトルくん、非番のとこ悪いけど緊急招集だよ。14時までに最寄りのセーフハウスへ急行。
Bro. Alright.
なんか都合悪かった？
Not really. I just wanted to talk with Hazuki a little more.
あらら、デートの邪魔しちゃってごめんね。
Not your fault. Anyways, I'll contact you again when I get there. I heave a heavy sigh as soon as I hang up the call.
仕事でも入ったのか？
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
非番なのに大変だな。
I'm sure you'll realize this pain yourself in due time. True. Satoru's been a police officer more than you have. Just because he didn't wear the police uniform doesn't mean he wasn't part of the force.
嬉しいような、悲しいような。お互い因果な商売だな。
You know, he just didn't need to clock in since he was a student. Yep. No way around it. Even if we walk different paths, our aspirations are still the same. We move forward with the conviction that our actions will lead to a better world up for all. Well, I better get going.
怪我には気をつけてな。サトル、愛してるぞ。
I love you too, Hazuki. It won't be easy to achieve the world we dream of, but we're working hard towards it day after day. Well, that's
ミ
a
ドルジ
wrap.
ョーカー。
Look, in terms of the character, Hazuki is definitely my favorite now. In terms of route, I'm gonna have to be real with you, Chief. The first half was alright. Up to the confession part, where it went from pretty good, as in second place out of my ranking, to absolute dog shit. until the confession part, when it was like, all right, let's get back to the gaming, the dating, I mean, and then it was all good until he got caught. And then it dropped a bit. Not as much as the first time, but it's still, you know, Satoru looked like a complete idiot again. And I mean, you know, I meant to be the self-insert, aren't I? I shouldn't be denser than a black hole, is all I'm saying. But, yeah. You know, other than that, it was pretty good. But unfortunately, that means Nanami's route is better because of those two blunders. They made it so much worse than it needed to be. Other than that, there's not really much else to say. Then, yeah. So, I guess I'll see you, in Mayu's route.